What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of R&P Podcast, giving you opinions on topics you've never asked for. I'm your host, PLAX. I'm here with my co-host, Rick. Rick, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing actually all right. It's a little later than even we usually record. But I had a little power nap, so I'm ready to go.
Yes, sir. That's what I like to hear. I can't be tired because I have to stream after this, so it's none of that for me. Rick, what we got going on today, man?
You remember when Top Dog had the red Charger?
And then I'm signing up Rick for the URL, guys. I've already... I got Smack on the phone. He gonna be there. Don't worry. Hilarious. The next download Caffeine if you want to see Rick battle rap your favorite battle rap.
I forgot about Caffeine. They still use that app?
I think so because it don't be on YouTube, so I'm assuming so. Which is fucked up because it's a black owned application and black people just like ignore it, which is unfortunate. But yeah, shout out to All Def Digital because they on there too.
Well, this is the idea, and this is some free game for anybody listening. And free game, obviously, I'm not anybody, so
free game.
Hilarious. You don't gotta really listen to me because you're like, well, he's not, credible because he doesn't have a business of his own. But I'm gonna tell you, in that first year, you're gonna be in the red anyway, so you might as well be really in the red to gain the audience to then break even and or be in the green the following year. And so what they should do. Is basically stream ad free for the current year, and then have paid ad promotions during the actual event. Like have ads run not run obviously, but have some type of paid sponsorship during the battle rap and whatever other videos they got on Caffeine, inside the videos.
Right.
And then they just don't run ads on Caffeine. That'll get more people to download and watch it because it's I could watch it for free and I don't get ads. They just have ads during the battle rap, during intermission or whatever.
The thing with that is, though, Rick, it'd probably be the Netflix thing because you know how Netflix was saving us from cable and now they basically more expensive than cable.
Well,
the way they doing it.
They're not more expensive than cable, but they're still... They're more expensive than Netflix of old, which is what the Caffeine model should be. It should be currently free to reel you in, and then at some point they add something to make a paid version worth it. Whether they add ads in later, or they add in optional content, or anything like that to reel in the paid purchases. It won't be enough to obviously make or break the app in the short run. But it'll be enough to make people be like, well, it is kind of worth it to have it. And then once the paid subscriptions become regular, then you start switching over to the ads in the app or anything like that,
Okay. I think they did good though, scooping up URL and All Def Digital. I think those
are good purchases. But at the same time, it's in this
are
day
people
and age,
gonna pay? People pay to watch battle raps, but are people willing to pay just for battle rap and
All Def
Digital? Yeah, because I know it's other stuff on there. No disrespect to any other content creators or businesses on there, but those are just the ones that we've heard about. We could. I've actually thought about it. I've thought about it wholeheartedly. I just don't know what the process. I think I looked up the process of it, and it was confusing.
It was a lot,
and I was just like. I need to make that simpler if you want, niggas.
I'll look into it. I'll see if we can back catalog onto the Caffeine app. At least maybe just with the episodes of the pod.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Give people with a smaller, content options and to funnel it into ours and see if anything sticks.
Hey, we might be the thing to help Caffeine blow, man. It might be I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine type thing. Well, they already popular in a sense, but that next step. But shout out to Caffeine. Send us some bread if you want R&P exclusively. So what else we got, Rick? That wasn't even on the list. We just got into a tangent because Rick go sign up for the URL. So, but what else we got?
Whatever you say. There's a couple of things to talk about on here. We're gonna try to flow so seamlessly into transition that you ain't gonna ask me what we're talking about next. It's just gonna happen. But to just start off the list, it's gonna be R.I.P. We gotta say R.I.P. If you've been watching the news lately, and I guess you're a fan or was a fan or will be a fan of this genre that we all love called hip hop. You've seen that Takeoff has unfortunately passed away. Well, in this instance, I guess passing away is a little disrespectful to say. He was murdered. You got to just be honest with it. I know it's R.I.P. and all that, but saying someone has passed away when someone took their life is disrespectful to the whole situation. So, Takeoff was murdered in Texas, right? I believe they were in Houston.
Yep. Houston is a no-go at this point for rappers. That's like the second, third time.
There's a lot of no-goes for rappers.
But like most recently, like that's just like the second or third time somebody either got hurt or killed just for being in Houston, and it's kind of like, okay, like them niggas not even from Houston to be in like no beef or nothing. You see what I was like? It's different if it's your city or a rival city or something like that. Houston's supposed to be a party city, so for niggas to go there and get robbed or get hurt or get killed, it's definitely a party because you come back in shambles. So
it's a parting.
R.I.P. to Takeoff.
It's departing, but no, it is. No, it's a strong R.I.P. because one, out of the three, out of Migos, if you didn't know who Takeoff was from or any music he made, he was basically the third member of the Migos.
Best rapper in the group too.
No, legitimately, Quavo, Offset, Takeoff, and so he out of the three, he was, like you said, the best of the rappers. He didn't get as much notoriety, at least in this current time, as Quavo and Offset.
Which usually happens with the better rappers. They never get the love they deserve. Besides Cordae. Cordae did, but he fought for that.
Cordae, he did.
Yeah, he had to get that out the mud.
Quavo got his, I guess, separation when he became like kind of like the face of the group. Offset got it with marrying Cardi B, dropping the solo
and Offset
project.
is the premium like middle child second guy. You see what I'm saying? That's why I think he get that, extra love because he's like the, like on TV shows, the second guy in charge. He just gives that vibe to me. I think that's why he was able to elevate like that. And Takeoff, from all accounts, was just a chill dude. Like, he wasn't really in it for that. Like, we making money, we making music. I with my boys. It is what it is. I don't think he was in it for like super popularity or not like that. Because the other guys kind of blew up, and he just was like, well, I'm just chilling.
Takeoff was the last one. He was he was getting burned underground rapping and stuff like that. He would release or be featured on. I don't think he released too much solo projects or anything like that.
I think he released a tape. I think he might have released a solo tape.
He did like mixtapes and not like albums.
Yeah.
So they weren't really released on like mainstream, but the underground music scene knew about him. They knew his music. They knew what level of rapper he was, and he was on a lot of things talking about like how he wasn't like the most famous of the three, but like he wanted his flowers now because he didn't want it when he was dead. He wanted it now. He was on Drink Champs with Nori. I would say shout out them, but they let Kanye go on a rant and ruin his legacy. So that's.
And then took it
whatever.
down. And then they didn't.
No,
take
YouTube.
It down,
YouTube took it down on that one. But I'm saying, but they were willing to put it up, and they were. Well, this is not to talk about them in this moment, but this is my issue with that, and we'll probably come back around to it later because of another thing that we're going to be talking about today. But my problem was with the lack of pushback, and they kind of like nodded along with a lot of what he said and wasn't willing to kind of be like what are you talking about? Yeah, like at the end of the day, sometimes you gotta call a nigga out, like call a spade a spade. Sometimes you gotta be like, what are you saying right now? And that would have saved. I'm not saying that would have saved a lot of Kanye's legacy, But it would have at least made the conversation not seem like black people was all on the side. And so it's like, it just made it a little, it makes what's going on a little bit harder. But we'll wrap back around to that and do a little bit more of a deep dive there. But
yeah, we just wanted to start by saying RIP to Takeoff.
Yeah, RIP Takeoff. I guess the reports were, I guess there's two conflicting reports. One that one thing that's certain across the board is that there was a dice game after some party. A bunch of dudes were shooting dice, and Takeoff and Quavo were leaving, and Takeoff was shot in his back twice, I think.
Oh, they was leaving?
Well,
I thought it was while everybody was standing around.
No, leaving per se of at least back turned. I'll say this. I think that was the consensus across the board, was that they were exiting the situation, whatever it may be. One was that they, like, everything was whatever. They left, someone upped it, and Takeoff ended up dead. The other one, which I find this one to be the more believable one with the evidence that's coming out and whatnot, is that Jay Prince Jr., if you know who Jay Prince is in the music industry, you obviously know who Jay Prince Jr. is. If you don't know who Jay Prince is, just know that he's kind of like Suge Knight, but respectable. You know, they'll up it. The Princes are up it on someone, right?
Yeah, basically.
And so, reports is that possibly Quavo and Jay Prince Jr. got into some altercations throughout the night, some arguments and whatnot. And it kind of came to a head at the dice game, where I guess they got into one last kind of little bit of a hoo-ha. Quavo was trying to get up out of there. Takeoff was with him, and Jay Prince kind of gave the green light, and one of his partners pulled it, shot once, hit Takeoff, and then kind of like how his body was falling, he shot again, and the second bullet also hit Takeoff's body that was kind of aimed for Quavo there.
Quavo did get hit once, though.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
He passed out, but he never got hit, which is why people thought he got hit.
How did he pass? Okay, all right.
He passed out because he seen his mans get packed.
Yeah, that is something that'll make you fan. That's
that people forget
that's
about that.
Not like his, that's his.
I think they're all family. I think the Migos.
Him and Quavo is cousins. And Quavo and Offset is cousins.
It's family,
or uncle or something like that.
Yeah, Quavo is Offset's uncle.
Yep. And then Takeoff is like their cousin or something like that.
Yeah, one. I think they all related.
So they related. Yeah, they're related somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, I just know Quavo
so that would be something
and Offset were uncle and nephew.
And especially if
cousin somehow.
Especially if your homie, like, or your family member, whatever, wasn't involved.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna be fucked up regardless, but they wasn't even doing that, because from all accounts, Takeoff didn't even know niggas was arguing. He was just chilling on his phone, chatting with people, just vibing. So for him to just get caught up in that, because that'll probably fuck you up. So
and possibly because of you.
And possibly because of you too. Yeah, that's probably.
Yeah. No, that's a big
You
thing.
At least gonna be some type of sick, at least. That happened because of you.
One of the biggest reasons why people are pointing at Jay Prince Jr. as being involved is because there is a video that was floating around, where basically it all happened. It caught Jay Prince. Someone yelled out from the crowd, like, "What happened?" And there's literally, you can hear and see him say basically, "Don't ask what happened. You know what happened." And then him walking away.
Oh my God! Okay.
Yeah. Now Jay Prince Jr. He when you grow up, it's like all those TV shows show you, when you grow up in that, you kind of get like a complex, and if people don't talk to you the way or however you feel like you deserve to be, they're very hot-headed in temper. At least like those like people who are inheriting a big name, especially one that was known for violence or being about a certain way.
You feel like you gotta hold up.
You gotta prove it. Yeah, you got something to prove or whatnot. And you don't always make the best decisions. In this case, he definitely didn't. But another another, and this would be the last thing. At least I'll have to say on it in terms of some things that's been happening in the news. Jay Prince Sr. Made a statement online saying you can't hide behind me. So that's not a good look.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's not a good look.
That's crazy.
That's not a good look, dog. You might be done ski.
Yeah, you might be going to jail, my boy. You might be going to jail. Yeah. Or if he don't, whoever did it is going. If he don't. Yeah. But yeah, R.I.P. Bottom line, R.I.P. to Takeoff. That was an unfortunate.
Nah, for real. That was a crazy thing when it was put in our chat. When it was released, I definitely was just like, why? And then
that was my reaction. It's like, okay, what?
Yeah, the more it came out, it was still like, why? It still didn't make too much sense.
Even off the arguing too, like. Even if Quavo was arguing with Jay Prince or one of his boys or however it went down,
I ain't gonna hold you. Hit Quavo, man. Like it's just like that's
not like, even. But Rick, like that's the problem with niggas. It's just like y'all just arguing. Unless niggas is saying crazy shit. Like
it's up and it is nuts. I'm just saying keep the beef consistent like that.
Right. Shooting the nigga that was just chilling is crazy. Right.
Yeah. Right. Keep the beef consistent. Like I'm not saying the beef is right, but at least keep it parties involved. Like, why are you adding in people who don't need to be added in? Like, it just ain't make no sense.
And also, all these niggas with guns and killing people shit can't shoot because you shot the wrong motherfucker.
Yeah.
Once again, can't fucking shoot. But never mind. That's not the point of this. R.I.P. to Takeoff. And I'm just tired of niggas. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of niggas doing.
We talked about this in our last episode.
Basically.
You've already stated your hatred for situations like these. So
yeah, it's literally right after our episode that shit happened. Basically.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna get too much into that right now. Well, what else you got, Rick?
So in music related news, this one on at least a happier note. Drake and 21 dropped their collab project.
Pretty good.
Right?
Yeah, not too bad, not too shabby. Major distribution is on repeat. Not gonna lie.
I'll say this about it. Drake is the craziest promo man in existence because he dropped, I guess, promo for the album by putting hentai on his Instagram story. Yeah. A couple minutes before, like I say, like 10 minutes before the album came out. Yeah. With different captions to kind of be like his loss, her loss, my fault, and it was like leading into the album, and there was some hentai. There was some busty women, some busty 2D women that were put up on there, which came out of left field, but. I guess it's more accepted because people haven't been on his bumper. Like, people were surprised when, like, it was getting passed around. Like, look at Drake's Instagram story. Look what he got up there. But, like, that was kind of the end.
Well, I feel like because which is kind of crazy that society has gotten to this point. But I feel like that's just categorized as yorn. So,
okay. So it's
as
just,
a yorn that people like.
A new category that Drake might be interested in.
Yeah, that's basically all it, like hentai is just, which that's what it is, but it's more so instead of being a racial thing, it's more so coincides with just being a yorn thing, a general like category that people like. So I think people didn't take it as wrong. I feel like I will say this: if a white boy just was like, just said like he like ebony yarn just randomly, I would be a little uncomfortable. I wouldn't like be mad at him, but I would just be like,
that's a little okay. Wild. I'll say this. I'll say this would be my viewpoint on it, right? There's been many people who have had similar, I guess maybe the differences have been between the situation and the content, but still, like our friend Black Magic, he's said his like uncomfortableness with Jack Harlow because of him like saying that he got bricked up by cartoon characters. Drake has literally put sexualized cartoon characters in his story.
Well, see, the thing with Harlow is
that's what. Let me finish. I don't think that's going to stop our mans from watch or listening to the album, and I don't feel like that's going to make him uncomfortable enough not to listen to Drake. Our man still has not listened to much, if any, Jack Harlow music, and the only thing he comes back to is that nigga got bricked off of cartoon characters. And
because Harlow said like Bambi's mom, like he said some crazy.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, the context is a little different, but this is still sexualized 2D characters. This is still sexualized 2D characters. I guess the difference is that these. But Rick,
let me ask you, what's sexy about Bambi's mom?
Well, it was Bambi's girl, but nothing.
Still, Rick, come on.
This is the thing. This is the thing. You say what's sexy about Bambi mom, but if you ever seen Lion King, they literally drew Nala with eyes that were kind of like bedroom eyes to like she was enticed by Simba. Like they drew that expression on a cartoon lion. Like so.
But those is animals too. Like those is animals.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But you can literally see the memes. I feel like you've seen the memes.
No, I know what you know. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But I'm saying
Nala about to go crazy on Simba. Yeah,
someone drew the lions looking like that. Someone drew Bambi's. Someone drew like if you watch Bambi, there's scenes after like the long winter where all his peoples basically go through puberty and they start liking girls. Thumper gets a girl, Bambi gets a girl, and I forgot what the last man's name is.
Why is that in a Disney movie anyway?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying.
Now that I think about, as you're explaining it more, like why is that even in a fucking Disney movie?
They drew a reindeer and a rabbit to look more like a girl, which I don't know how you do that, but they drew them to look more like like feminine features. And then drew other animals falling in love with these creatures, with the same creatures as them. They just so happen to be female. What I'm just getting at is that while the situation is a little different in terms of like these characters, these cartoons were made to be sexualized, which I feel like is crazy in terms of that being more seen as okay. Versus because these ones weren't necessarily made to be sexualized in that nature. They were just made to be known as female. Like you were supposed to look at these creatures and know that they're...
You wasn't supposed to get bricked up.
They're the female versions of the creature. But the other ones you're supposed to get bricked up. Which, I'm no shame in any kink. Samuel Jackson said he was about hentai. So that's a GOAT. So I'll never look down on it. When it goes, and anything
it's
like that.
Not my cup of tea,
I'm just saying it's not like Drake is getting away with it. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying there's little to no pushback.
I can kind of see what you're saying, but as much
as
you're
artist does
correlating
this, what happens?
Well, no, but like here, real quick, as much as you're correlating it to the Jack Harlow thing, it's still like a vast difference at the same time. Right, I get you,
Give
but
me
like
another artist who can drop hentai and no one says anything about it except he crazy.
Tyler the Creator.
No, because I feel like people would go further than he's wild. I feel like people would be like, Tyler weird for real. Like you already know how know they'd be like,
bro, no, they gonna be like, that's Tyler. That's what he do. That's what they gonna say. They gonna like, I don't think people would be shocked if Tyler the Creator did.
And even then, Steve, look at what boundaries Tyler had to push to get to that level. He had to drop that freestyle he did with Funk Flex for people to get to the point to be like, oh, that's Tyler doing crazy shit. Like that.
Well, he told ASAP he was gonna fuck him.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying
he also told Jaden Smith. I'm saying
look at the person we're saying that it would be like normal for or not normal, but people wouldn't question if he did that. Look at his track record. Now look at Drake. What do they have?
Oh, Drake hasn't earned it. No, Drake hasn't earned to.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you. Even Jack Harlow could get that off because he's been weird. And
like Tyler has waded through like being him to the point where like no matter how he's viewed by people, he'll always be him, which is a crazy dude who says crazy things because he either believes it or thinks it's funny. And he's gotten a lot of pushback for a lot of people and then people still question his sexuality because he said he was bi. And
he's told multiple niggas he would smack their cheeks.
Yeah, and whether that's true or not, or if it's confirmed or not, that's something that he stood on. He never like brought it back and was like, "Nah, I'm joking," whatever. No, he said it and he stood on it. Yeah. And like, so I feel like he kind of
in hip hop too. In hip hop,
yeah, and hip hop, the place where that shit would get murdered. But he still survived and caught a Grammy. So I just feel like. I just feel like he earned kind of like that, like nonchalantness for wild shit because he's been doing wild shit forever. Look at Drake. What has Drake done? A heart part?
Nothing.
He ain't earned that.
And Drizzy not that type of. He never came off as one of those type of. But again, that's what I was about to say. Drizzy is Kakashi of the rap industry anyway. So, like, he just doing shit that's going to get a reaction out of people. You see what I'm saying? So
nah, fuck that. Speaking of that Kakashi shit, we don't even know if Drake like anime, let alone like he putting up hentai. We don't even know if he like anime in the first place.
He doesn't. I doubt that he likes anime.
That's what I'm saying. So I just feel like that's weird. And then I just want to know who told him that hentai was popular.
Lil Yachty, because Yachty helped him with the album. Actually, the hentai was probably Yachty, to be real. Now that I think about it, because Yachty was very close with helping him with the creative process of the album. Not maybe the songs, but like the rollout and the little commercials they did and all that shit. So I think he was like one of the creative directors for it. So I feel like if that was the case, then he probably was the one that told him to post hentai. Also, Yachty is one of those niggas that will post hentai. So.
Yeah, maybe. With that in mind, I can kind of see that connection, but at the same
I forgot about that until we started really talking about it. Yeah, he was
at the same time. I need pushback for Drake.
You think Drizzy should? Okay, I hear you on that. I hear you.
He shouldn't get a free pass because he ain't deserve it.
Well, that's what my pushback on Drizzy is. He too grown to be. First of all, he too grown to even be posting hentai on the story. First of all. That's teenager shit. Maybe niggas our age. Maybe that's a huge maybe. But definitely not definitely not no nigga pushing 40.
Yeah, like posting Drizzy. It is crazy.
And then on top of that, the shitty with some of the shit. Don't get me wrong. Majority of the album I liked. Like I said, Major Distribution is on repeat. Like I can't even front. That shit is so hard. But Harry Styles numbers, it's a right. Like that shit is crazy. But the nigga was talking about Serena Williams' husband trying to diss him. He's not even a rapper, bruh. He a damn accountant or a damn real estate agent or some shit or a doctor. I don't know. He not a rapper. He's not in the industry at all. He don't do sports, nothing.
Well, he been
not
on
even
that.
Black.
He been on that because he's had a crush on Serena. So
but that's such a whole ass thing. That's just such a whole ass thing. He did a lot of stuff
in this album of like airing out niggas that he has issues with, and I guess the minimum issue he has is a nigga who stole his crush. So,
Drizzy, Serena, you really thought Serena was gonna like fuck with you for real, bro? She might let you smash.
If she was, I'm gonna say if she was single, she might.
But no, I'm saying like marry him, like be with Drizzy. No, I highly doubt it. Serena don't seem like that type. She'd probably let you smack. You know, who knows? But being with you for real, I doubt it, bro. I feel that way just off the strength that he possibly did smack, and she wanted so bad for nobody to know that. You see what I'm saying? Like, for her to want so bad for niggas to not know that you may or may not have smacked, she don't fuck with you, bro. You're not that guy. To her, you're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
Yeah, you're not that guy to her. And again, she's a goat, so she don't look at you like these other bitches look at you. You see what I'm saying? Like, she's a goat. Yeah. She don't need to. She might even look down on you a little bit, not gonna lie. But as far as like he was dissing him because he's a good like he called him a groupie because he is a fan of his wife and his daughter. That's
I don't know. I feel like it fits the theme of the album, like her loss. Like he's saying, like Serena, like it was her loss that she ain't get with him.
Drizzy, never mind. Yeah, Drizzy, who's your BM, bro? Who's your BM, bro? A Yorn star, bro. Stop talking to me, man.
Well, she never officially did Yorn.
Okay, sorry. An IG model.
Yeah, she was like a voyeur model.
She didn't officially do Yorn. I thought she was full-fledged doing Yorn.
Nah, she just got naked on camera. She ain't never like do anything.
Oh, okay. She's an IG. She's
like a world star hip hop model.
That's worse than I. Okay, never mind. No disrespect to her. I'm just saying, Drizzy, stop it, bro. And your son is Jack Harlow. And Jack Harlow is your son from the future, and I'm sticking with that. Actually, Rick, this is another clue. Because Jack Harlow said he was getting bricked up by little cartoon characters. Drizzy just exposed himself to possibly liking hentai. That's his son, man. And something's either supposed to happen to Drizzy, or is about to happen to Drizzy or something, and Jack Harlow has come back to stop it. And I don't know what it is. We'll probably never find out, but time travel is real, man. And who else would be able to afford it than Drake's son? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm assuming time travel wouldn't be free. And we can assume that Drizzy gonna, relatively stay on the path that he's on. He's damn near a billionaire. He might even hit it one day. Who else would be able to afford to go back in time to fix something other than Drake's son? Come on, man. It writes itself, man. Jack Harlow's Adonis. I'm sticking with that. Hashtag Jack Harlow's Adonis. But no, I just think, and then and then the Meg thing, which Lil Yachty said he wasn't talking about Meg. When he said that, well, no, I did see something. Line? I did see something that said that he was talking about Meg. Well, hold on, Rick.
The Stallion line.
It was a thing that he was talking about women with BBLs, and it was this popular woman back in the day with a BBL named Elk the Stallion. She lied and said she had a real ass, that she had complications or something, and everybody's like, so you had a BBL and you capped. Apparently she was super popular a couple years ago or something like that. I never heard of her, but...
No, that sounds like cap. He says she got shot.
Yeah, that's what Yachty said. That's what Lil Yachty said.
Lying. He's lying.
He's lying, Lil Yachty's lying.
No, he got to be legitimately lying, because I'll pull up the bar itself. But
he said, what'd he say?
She got shot and she's still smiling.
Bitches getting shot and they still smile. Yeah, basically. She got shot and she's supposed to be a stallion or something like that. And I was telling our buddy Morrow, I was with him earlier today, and I was telling him, I was like, because we don't know the actual truth, and the back and forth has been so shaky, you can't just take a side. If he was indeed talking about Meg, you can't just blatantly take a side like that, bro. You just can't. At first, I was saying Meg was right, and I was just saying, yeah, Tory probably did it because, again, women, especially black women, when they come out and say somebody's abused them or something like that, you should believe them. But then once more stuff started coming out, Rick and I discussed it on the pod. I think we got an episode named Did Meg Lie? When more stuff started coming out, it got more shaky, like, oh, maybe Meg isn't telling the full truth. So now I've subscribed to the fact of one of them niggas is lying, or both of them is lying, or maybe might be some truth in the middle. I don't really care at this point. The truth will come out at some point, and when it do, that's when I'll weigh in on it. Right now, because I don't know, I can't take no definitive side. If Meg is lying, that's fucked up. If Tory did that, pack him up, he should be in jail. That's fucked up. You see what I'm saying? But for Drizzy to just wholeheartedly because it was unnecessary too. It's not like nobody asked him or nothing like that. You put it in a song, and it's just ignorant. It's just ignorant to the thing because we don't know. Yeah, Tory might be his man's too, and you want to believe your man's. But even if it was me and you, I'd be like, Rick, because ain't shit, I'm just not gonna say shit. I'm gonna be like, I love Rick. I don't think he would do nothing like that. But until it come out of what actually happened. I'm not going to put in a song, yeah, Rick could never do that, you stupid ass bitch. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I got the bar here, right? So what was the name of that whatever star name?
Elk the Stallion. Elk the Stallion. Yeah.
So it says, so he starts off with saying, I've been fucking on a French bitch, which his baby mom's is a French woman, which it's crazy to say French bitch. I can't wait till your son is old enough to hear these lyrics. Because that's going to be a crazy thing to have to try to explain to him. Like, it's just for the song. But he starts out with saying, I
don't think Drizzy care about that, not gonna lie.
And then hit him with the C'est La Vie. I've been putting them on a jet. Now they all Italian way. Italian way. I'm dressed until I've been 1,000 islands. And that, I think the Elk the Stallion, she's Italian, so I can kind of see where it leads into this next bar. This bitch lie about getting shots, but she's still a stallion. She don't get the joke, but she's still smiling. So I can see
it could have been about Elk the Stallion,
but that's the thing. Yes, it's probably because of the situation of talking about his sex life, talking about how he fucked with his baby moms, how he messed with her. Because I do, now that you say that, I do kind of remember this. She was a world star hip hop model herself too.
Yeah.
So he got a trend. I could kind of see...
World star joints be bad, though. I can't lie.
They do. Bad. But at the same time, he been falling for the trend forever. Yeah. I could see the setup, but to say that Drake isn't rapper enough to have a triple entendre there would be doing a disservice to his schemes and doing a disservice to niggas with a brain.
Well, it's a disservice to Quentin Miller's schemes.
Hilarious. He don't work with Quentin no more. Quentin did a couple podcasts talk about that whole situation and how basically he's the only one who got done dirty in that situation because he's the only one who got slightly blackballed from the industry, and now all them niggas is cool like Meek
Drake, and Drizzy and all that.
And I forgot who the producer was. Like all them
40, all them shit, and he lost the job. Yeah.
Yeah, all them people is like cool with each other now, and they kind of always be like, yeah, he got done dirty there, and then but shrug their shoulder and go about their day. It's like, wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Because he didn't do anything.
Yep, that's the industry though. So it is. Unfortunately. Shout out to Quentin Miller, man. I hope he get back in the game, right? For some
he in the game. He in the game.
He is?
He write for Big Sean sometimes. And Nas on the recent project. So he not...
Nas not writing his bars no more?
Hilarious. He not writing hooks.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Hooks is fine. You know how I feel about that. Mm-hmm. You know Jay Aquarius be arguing with me about that? Not arguing, but like we go back and forth about that. That if you claim that you're a rapper, nobody, like niggas can write your hooks for you, okay, but nobody should be touching your bars but you. If you claim you're a rapper,
that's foolish.
You don't think so?
No one should be touching your bars for you is nuts.
If you are a rapper, you don't think that?
Yeah, because it's like this. No one touching your bar is nuts because one, features exist. And so...
Well, no, I'm talking about your bar. I'm not talking about
I'm breaking it down like this. So if you're a rapper under that same sentiment, and this is why I'm saying feature, under that same sentiment, if you do a feature on someone's song and it doesn't fit what they want it to be, and they be like, oh, could you redo this or maybe take this part out or change this part here? So under the guise of like, you're a rapper, if you follow any of the suggestions from, like, any suggestions that were given to you about your bars to fit the song or anything like that, would be, listen, it would be changing your bars with...
Okay, maybe I misphrased. No, but that's not what I'm talking about.
I even understand exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about, like, for, like, your own song, like, this is your vision, your idea of it. So,
well, even on a feature, if somebody say like, okay, bro, like maybe take this out or whatever, I don't think they should be telling you what to say. I feel like they should just be like, okay, I don't think this really fit the premise of the song. Can you like change it up a little bit? Because people have done that for me for features. Like, oh, like this is fire, but maybe this don't fit the song, and I'll go back and take a part out and rewrite it. That's fine, but they shouldn't be saying, no, instead of this 4 bars, say this 4 bars. You see what I'm saying? Because you're a rapper. I feel like that
happens. Like, music is such a... Even rap. I understand the idea of rap is... This is my pen hitting the paper, my lyrics in my head, however you decide to rap. And like, this is my ideas I'm putting out into the world. And, like, my, I guess... my reputation as a rapper is kind of built on the idea that I do 100% of everything that I do, barring hooks. Which there are some people who are like that. There are some people who that's like, I don't. But I just, one thing is, and before I get into my main point, one thing is I don't know when that became a thing. I don't know when rap became such a thing where if you get any help or instance from someone on a bar, or even someone does give you a suggestion for a bar or two, where now you've lost your credibility as a rapper. Because I don't know when rap became like such a solo endeavor. Rap has always been like the melting pot of ideas, of lyrics, of experiences, of beats, of songs. Like, literally, rap started from...
as much as it was a melting pot,
but rap started
niggas
from
was still writing their own shit.
But I'm saying rap started from ripping music. It started from, like, and the idea of a solo MC didn't come until later. Like, it used to be groups of niggas saying, like, I'll say this part, you'll say this part, he'll say this part. And, true. like that's what I'm saying. Like, rap didn't come up like, MC just was like, all right, I'm gonna hold the mic and I'm gonna go crazy, and then like that was never the thing.
But see, even the group thing though, that's different though.
It's not,
because you're like Grandmaster Flash them, like you're approaching this as a group and y'all bouncing off of each other, so it's got to make sense. You see what I'm saying? I get that part, and then that was the beginning of like hip hop. But once the MCs became a thing, niggas was like, Why would somebody else be writing your bars for you? That defeats the purpose of what rap is. But what does that
take away? Like I understand that, but even in the same sense, if it just doesn't make sense to me that music wouldn't exist without like collaborative effort, even in a solo endeavor. Like, I don't think there's...
Well, that's why niggas write the hook, man.
Even past that, like,
right
without like producers producing beats, people who write hooks, people who write bars, all those people got to sit in the studio and it got to make sense together. The idea that someone hears one part and they're able to make something, and then someone hears that part and they're able to make something off of that, and then boom, you got a song without any of those people talking to each other, and like things getting changed here, a bar getting changed there, a stanza getting changed there, or a beat, or like a drum beat gets added here, or a flute there, like just all that. And I understand what you're saying. You don't mean it exactly like that, but if you're saying like all those people sit in that studio together, and like let's say all those people sit into a studio together, and boom, the hook guy has an idea for the dude writing the verse, like, oh, you should add this verse, or you should do this scheme here, and the dude does it, and it becomes a better song overall. But if anybody were to hear that happened, that dude lost his like credible rapper card,
But I don't think that's what it is though, because if it's his bars, and dude just said, well, maybe say this first.
But even past that, like, even if it was something that wasn't even in the original verse, like dude came up with a bar, like the hook dude came up with a bar based on his hook that he felt like would be a fire verse to have in there, and he said, you think you can incorporate this in there? That would be going against what you're saying, right? That would be if the rapper adds that verse in there, boom, he went under your guys. Wouldn't he have lost that?
Yeah, he did. I mean, honestly, yeah, he did lose a little credit,
and that's crazy to me.
And you're promoting it as
that doesn't make any sense to me.
It's not like a nigga wrote the whole verse for you, but like what do you mean by bar too? Like one line, or like a whole,
like a scheme idea maybe, or
a whole scheme is crazy.
A whole scheme isn't.
Giving you a whole scheme
isn't crazy, because all it would take is someone being like, all right, like I imagine this bar, and then maybe if it led into this kind of bar, and then it would fit with the hook, and then the rapper takes that and makes something happen, or even takes that exact thing because it fits with the theme of the song, and he was blanking out like what the next set of 16 was gonna be or anything like that. He used that as a blueprint, or even he took that blueprint and put it in there, and it fit well. I don't feel like he lost his rapper card. He only lose the rapper card if.
Not his card. Not if a nigga give you a line. I guess that's not really, because I've been in situations where I've thrown niggas lines and shit like that because they might be stuck or whatever. But a scheme is nuts, though. A whole scheme is nuts because that's 4+ bars. And if you doing a 16, that's either 25 or half of your joint. So I think that's crazy. You didn't write, like, you just wrote half the verse.
But I'm saying,
as a rapper, I'm saying singers do what you want. Like, all that shit is do what you want. But like, rap is a totally different thing from singers and rock and roll and all that shit. And it's always been like that. So I feel like for us to just be like, oh well, it's fine, it's kind of taken away from. But maybe I'm just an old head when it comes. Yeah,
because I don't understand what you mean. What does it take away from? Like, I guess if someone.
Because rap is meant to be your expression. So when another nigga is writing your bars for you, it's like, that's not you though. That's not coming from you.
When did rap?
And that's when did rap was.
Become your expression? Rap has always been the expression of yes. I feel like rap is more the expression of experience.
MC rapping is your expression of what you're trying to say. I grew up in the hood and this and that. Like, you're talking about
any bars that are fake. Any bars that are fake bars, any bars that are, I'll do this and that, and you won't do this and that, isn't your experience already. And that's prevalent in hip-hop.
Well, that's why them niggas is corny. That's why niggas is corny. Because you be capping, yeah.
Because they're not.
But why can't they be corny? If niggas is talking about I kill niggas, or I will kill niggas, and you don't do it, you're corny. It might be a lit song, but you're still corny.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was saying, if a nigga is saying I kill niggas, right, and he don't actually do it, or he's never actually done it, and he don't plan on doing it, you're corny. You're just making songs for clout or whatever, which is fine because niggas do that. But don't be up here acting like you a goat or some shit because you're capping. And I understand niggas in the league.
Is Rick Ross corny?
Yeah, if Rick Ross is capping and he don't do what he say he do, then
Rick Ross
he's
has
corny.
Been capping for years, and everybody knows it in the music industry, and no one.
Right, but niggas don't care, right? Because the hip rap has changed. Niggas are like when niggas said Drake, when Quentin Miller was writing for Drake, nobody gave a fuck because that's what the industry became. I'm saying for me personally, I don't like that shit, and I don't think you should be calling yourself a rapper. You're a pop artist. That's my thing. If you don't write your own shit, and I'm not talking about just getting lines or not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you're Quentin Miller was writing my shit type nigga, or if you just write shit just so it'd be a hit, that's corny, and you're a pop artist. You're not a rapper to me.
See, that's where I gotta disagree. If you're like the idea that every bar that gotta come out gotta be your experience would take people like Biggie and J. Cole out of conversation because they storytell about other people's experience and but
that's still stuff
top 5 rappers.
But that's stuff they've witnessed or their friends or shit that happened in front of them in their hood that they know about.
So
they experienced that because they seen it.
Connection?
Because they're not saying Biggie didn't say, oh, I got shot and I learned from it. Cause this is you see what I'm saying? He's seen his mans get shot and he's rapping about it. You see what I'm saying?
What's this one over connection now? It's because you know the mans who it happened to, so now you can tell his story?
No, but you experience that's your mans. You're talking about your homeboy that got killed or robbed, or if y'all got robbed together, whatever the case may be, you're talking about your peoples that got robbed, or even with Kendrick. Like Kendrick, sometimes he don't be talking about himself. He be talking about shit that just happened in the hood.
There's a lot he doesn't.
Yeah, shit that just happened in the hood that he know about.
Because it's his hood, is his experience.
Yes, because he witnessed it, or it was somebody that he knew that he heard about, that he experienced that. He living in the hood is an experience within itself.
So how many levels back can the experience? How many levels back can it be connected to you to where it's your experience?
Just well, as long as you're not making shit up. I'm talking about niggas making shit up that they don't do. Like Drizzy, like me and our buddy Mara was talking about. He was talking about, oh, I'll catch a body quick in the song. Drizzy, come on, man. Stop. Like you won't do that. You haven't done that. Stop. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You're just saying shit just to say it.
So as long as a bar is true, like either it has happened or it will happen or anything like that, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen to you, and you heard about it, you can rap about it. You just can't make yourself a part of it.
What you mean you can't make yourself a part of it?
Like,
you can't say if it didn't happen to you, you can't be like, oh, this happened to me. But if you're rapping about something that you've seen or experienced, like niggas that rap about like George Floyd, like if a nigga raps about George Floyd, that's something that you witnessed and you experienced and you want to speak about it. But you can't say.
So what's witnessing? Reading about it, seeing it on the news?
Yes, because you experienced it. But saying I'm George Floyd is crazy because you're not. You're capping.
But no, like what's experiencing it? Like that's what I don't understand. So experiencing it means that you've heard about it. Or you've seen something about it.
Yes, it's police brutality to a black man in America that seemed to be unnecessarily.
Or you've never dealt with the police.
Well, if you're a black person,
no longer speak on that.
No, because if you're a black person in America, the chances of that happening to you at any point in time is a fact. A white rapper in America can't say that because they don't have that same experience.
Well, what's my possibility on selling drugs?
What's your possibility on selling drugs? Well, I guess that's up to you, Rick. Yeah. If you was willing to do it.
Well, I'm saying what's the. So if a black person can rap about police brutality because the possibility of dealing with police and a negative interaction as a black person is like a high probability.
Right.
And so you can rap about police brutality even though you've never experienced police brutality as long as you don't relate it to you.
Right.
You relate it to whatever situation that's happening.
That you're speaking about, right.
I could do that with drug dealing. I could talk about drug dealing even though I've never been around drugs.
Well, see, Rick, you dealing drugs is your choice. Police brutality ain't our choice. We could just be walking down the street and get fucked up. If you decide to go to the plug and be like, hey, man, I want to sell drugs today, that's on you. Well,
what if you were born and your mom and your dad were the plug?
Well, then you really bought it. Then that's your experience. That's your experience because your dad or your mom is the plug. So you kind of can talk about it, I guess, because you've experienced that. It was in your household. You see what I'm saying?
Now
that's different.
But now you know. So now, what if your man's grew up with his mom and the dad being the plug? You can now talk about that because that's an experience that.
If you gonna tell, I guess you kind of opt because you telling on his parents. But if you trying to tell a story about how that would affect a black kid or something, then sure, yeah, you telling a story. I guess as long as you're not saying I was selling drugs and doing all that shit, yeah. Because Kendrick and Cole and niggas like that do that shit all the time.
And so if you were walking down the street and you passed by the man's of the friend who parents were the plug, and you heard about him say one or two things about what it was like for his parents to be the plug, I'm not gonna lie. You made a song.
Rick, I'm not gonna lie. You dragging it because you know what I'm talking about. You're dragging it crazy.
But that's what
you're dragging it crazy.
But what is? Not gonna lie. You're talking about people. You're talking about people seeing some shit happening on the news, and now it's their experience. That's what I don't understand.
Well, police brutality is our experience, though. But even if you don't experience,
some people have never.
No. That's a fact. That's a fact. Not every black person has experienced police brutality. I'm not saying that. I'm saying as a black person, because it's such a high possibility that you could just be going to the store or in your car and not doing nothing nefarious or never did nothing nefarious, and you could still be shot or attacked or beat up by police officers. That is a black person's experience. Selling drugs isn't, because going to sell drugs is your choice. Now, if people in your family is doing it, then that somehow affects you because that's your family member and it's in your household. So I get how that would affect you, and you could discuss that part.
But that's not how that affected your experience.
It is your experience because in your household, you got to deal with it every day. If your brother's selling work out the window, you got to deal with that.
I'm saying in terms of police brutality and like I'm talking about things that affect the community that don't necessarily affect everyone in the community. Those aren't technically your experiences.
What you mean?
Those are
brutality.
Those are the experience. I'm talking about police brutality, gun violence. Gun violence. You could get if you live in the hood, you could get shot at any moment.
That's true. But see right there, that's something you could discuss though. That's something you could talk about. I didn't feel safe. If you're rapping like Cole, perfect example. He raps about how he didn't feel safe in his hood. He had to act fake tough because he didn't want the niggas to press him and shit like that. And the nigga pulled a gun out on him and he almost shit himself because he was scared. He didn't say, oh yeah, I would have fucked that nigga up and I had the strap on me too. He didn't say that. He said, I was fucking scared. I didn't want to fight the nigga. Then he pulled the gun out and I almost shit myself. And then good thing I got out of that. My boys got me out and I'm good now. That he literally has a verse about that. Okay, and then guns are the leading cause of death in America as a whole. Like you're more likely to be killed by a gun than like any other crime in America. Is it? So anybody can rap about America,
gun shit.
Well, I guess they can. Okay, I guess my point is, as long as you're not sitting there capping, making up shit, saying you're killing people and all that shit, I feel like that's corny. And I thought you did too.
And I understand
but
that.
I think that's corny. If you're sitting here talking about, I kill niggas, I move work, I do this, and you don't do it, like Rick Ross, perfect example. Rick Ross, he was a corrections officer. He's corny, but I look at him like a pop artist. He's not a rapper because you're making up shit. Now, when he talk about bitches and shit, he might be telling the truth because he rich. He probably pay bitches to do whatever. He probably do actually get bitches. When he be talking about the moving work and I kill people and all that shit, no, you don't, Rick. You was a corrections officer, bro. Stop. That's not you. And you stole another nigga's name. That's nuts. Yeah, you stole another nigga's name.
That's my biggest problem.
Yeah, you stole another nigga's name.
Rap has always been about storytelling to me. I just never understood when rap had to be real all the time. Like, I understand that it was an expression of the environment of hardships that some people have had to go through and all that, and this is like their outlet towards the world. But why can't their outlet be storytelling and having themselves as the main character? Why does every bit of rap have to be real? Like, why does it's like how I feel like this. It's like how you feel with like why do certain black entertainment shows have to be about drug dealing and guns, but that's the experience. But at the same time, you feel like that shouldn't be the only story told by black people.
No, I don't. Well, let me temper my conversation about the rap real quick too. I don't think nobody should be talking about this shit, whether you did it or not, because you just, again, kind of like the movies and TV shows. You're just perpetuating the stereotype more, whether you actually did it or not. And you're adding more to, like, you're just adding more to the, because black kids gonna listen to you. And like we seen with, like, me and you was talking about the Naughty Bob shit. Them kids, they doing that because they seen niggas older than them that they looked up to doing that. They didn't just one day was like, when they was 6 years old, I'm gonna just be a savage and I want to stab and kill niggas. No. They seen the niggas in their hood that they looked up to talking about that, rapping about that, living that life. And they was like, oh, this must be cool. I want to do this too, because they're children. And children going to probably gravitate towards what they see. Not all the time, but majority of the time that's what they do. And so my viewpoint on that in general is I don't like the shit in general. Do I listen to 21 Savage? Yes. I enjoy 21 a lot. Do I listen to Chief Keef from time to time? Yes. He was popular when we was kids. Some of his songs still reign true to a period of time for me, unfortunately. But I don't co-sign the shit. You see what I'm saying? I wish nobody rapped about that shit. I wish we didn't see it on TV all the time, as we've talked about before. But the fact of the matter is, that's what it is. So if that's what it is, don't be capping, because now you're just adding to the problem just to add to the problem. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna cap, or if you not gonna rap about something positive, rap about fixing the community or something like that. You rapping about shit that's adding to the problem and you ain't even doing it. I'm saying if you're doing it, or if you gonna rap about it, at least be actually doing it, because then it's like, okay, well, at least he not a lying ass nigga and just doing it just to do it. He's talking about shit that actually happened to him or shit he actually did. If you're rapping about it and you went to what's that school that dude from 8 Mile went to? You went to Cranebrook, whatever, and you talk, both your parents had a real nice marriage and all that shit, and you talk about this shit, and it had nothing to do with you. That's crazy to me.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Maybe it should be more. So, because honestly, I feel like I'm the last nigga that really think that way. Because I feel like everybody else don't care. I just look at it that way because it's like I'm just an old head at heart, and I feel like rap. But I guess maybe that's the progression of rap. Maybe you could do what you want now, and it don't matter which. That seems to be what it is. I just per se don't like it, but that's just me though.
I feel like I understand what you mean now.
Okay, I do get what you're saying though, Rick. I don't necessarily disagree with it being like if you Slick Rick just telling stories. I get that because some of them stories I don't think actually happened. I think Slick Rick just made those up about just maybe he mixed up some stories that made it happen in real life and he made his own like. If the child story actually happened, that's nuts. I hope that didn't actually happen. But I feel like he just took stuff that might have happened in the hood when he was growing up and he just put it together into one thing. So I get that. I get that part. Just to raise awareness.
Mm-hmm.
But just in the grand scheme, like if the song, like if that's not that's not what all these niggas is doing. Like Slick Rick had a formula to the way he made his songs. All these niggas not doing that. They're just rapping. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're not trying to raise awareness about nothing or bring light to anything. You're just saying shit. So if in that case, don't be capping. That's kind of how I look at it. Oh, Rick.
Yeah, I understand.
Before we go, too, I felt November 20 minutes in, I think.
That's a little crazy.
30. I give myself 30. I ain't go for 30. Yeah, I give myself 30.
Half an hour. I
was good for 30. Yeah, I was good for 30 minutes, and it was over. And then it was just.
I can't believe we all doing this. You just looked down at your phone and it was over.
Yeah, I was like, well, I think I forgot. I think I didn't even realize what was up.
You didn't even take it into account.
Yeah, and then I was like, this is just a regular. Yeah, this is just a regular day for me. Yeah, but I've continued to fail basically every day since, I feel like. But how about you, Rick? Have you failed? Are you grinding through so far?
Nah, I don't participate. not even a question. I don't participate.
I don't know why niggas do. Why are we doing this? I don't understand.
I don't know. I think some dude came up with a concept, and then other people was like, "Oh, that's interesting."
It's fun. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, can you go? I was just like, I don't give a fuck if I can or not. Because even in the worst of situations, I'm gonna get mine.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go crazy. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna go crazy, regardless. But and Rick just doesn't participate. That's also understandable. I find it noble, the niggas that do it. Mm-hmm. I don't get why the niggas with girlfriends do it, though. That's also super weird. Like, if you single, I can see why, because there ain't really too many temptations around, you just besides your phone. You pretty much good, but if you got a girl, fuck that shit, bro. Dude, I don't get an award for it. I'm just saying. I don't get no medal. I don't get no award. I just get to say oh, fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit. I don't care about none of that. Maybe one of these years I might lock in and try to.
So if they handed out trophies?
Maybe that's a possibility. Then I would do it for the one time just to have a trophy and just put it up somewhere. But other than that, if we not getting them for it, what am I participating for? It's not Come on, man. It's not a race or nothing like that, man. Do what you gotta do. Girls even participating now or trying to. I'm like, why? Why are we depriving ourselves of something nice? I don't get it. We're running a little long.
We are, just a little bit.
I'm gonna let you close this out, man.
All right, everybody. This has been another episode of the RP Podcast, episode 74?
73? It's 3, yeah. 73.
Yeah, I usually say it at the beginning of the episode, but I forgot. We really hope you guys enjoyed. If you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to hit the like button. You don't got to, but you know you liked it.
If you got this far, you definitely liked it. You might as well hit the like button.
Yeah. Hit the bell so you know when we drop again.
Ding that notification bell so you know every time
reacts,
we drop a video.
skits, any other videos we decide to do, you hit that bell, you'll always see them. And don't forget to give it 5 stars on Spotify if you haven't already. That helps us in the algorithms. So we really appreciate it if you just take the time to do that real quick. And don't forget to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, if you have the chance, and give us some good reviews on there too. We always appreciate it.
Oh, and most of all, we love you guys. Peace.
Bye.